All right. Sun sign and Aries going all through the houses. For first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Please excuse the music. I'm in a public place right now. Music blasting, people talking. Please excuse that. Hopefully you hear these words. Hopefully these words help you. Now, Sun sign and Aries through the houses, all the houses. Let's Sun sign and Aries. First, let me talk about the Sun. The Sun is a physical manifestation of your conscious mind. So the sun corresponds with your conscious mind, right? Which is your conscious decision making, your conscious perception, which is like how you perceive life, your conscious actions, which is the same thing as decision. When you make a decision, you act on it. Um, what else? Conscious mind. That's pretty much it. Your perception and your decisions and your actions, right? How you perceive life. So now, when the sun is in Aries, or when your conscious mind is in Aries, your conscious mind is operating on the frequency of Aries, the constellation of Aries, right? Which is what? I am, which is what? Call a new fire, which is initiating a new perception, a new way to see something, a new insight, right? The sight within, which is fire, right? Or a new decision that nobody else made before around you, or a new way to do something, or a new way to act, right? And also being first. You know, Aries is the first sign. It really wants to be first when it comes to what to do. So that's how I perceive things. It wants to be to perceive something like like creating a new philosophy, a new way of seeing something, or the first to do something, like being a leader, right? Which what makes you a leader. Now, if you have Aries in the first house, if you have Sun sign Aries in the first house, right? Your conscious mind is operating on a frequency of making decisions for your persona, decisions of being first when it comes to being seen doing something first when it comes to your persona or personality or your appearance, how you appear to people, how you come off. You may wear some different for a new hairstyle, or you may rock some different clothing wise, or even you may just have some type of style that you feel like you're the first to do around you, right? You're the first to see anybody do, right? So that's Aries in the first house, right? Especially sun sign Aries in her first house. So you make this. All right. So yeah, I had to stop this real quick, but I'm gonna continue. So yeah, now sun sign Aries second house. I'm giving you the simple basics, right? Really, you should be channeling this stuff. Just channeling information just by thinking about the knowledge, the understanding, and the wisdom. So, if you think about what you know about something, right? Then you think about the facts of what you know about something. Then you think about the why, the understanding behind it, right? And that's when you'll be able to channel wisdom, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. Now, knowledge, understanding, wisdom. So I know I'm talking about Aries, which is cardinal fire, which is the first fire sign. And fire, I know represents your perception, right? I know fire represents your decision making, right? I know that's the part of action that fire represents. Action, decision making, perception, right? Your intentions, right? I know fire represents how you perceive things, right? So now I know Aries is the cardinal, so it's the first. So it's gonna initiate your intention, initiate your perception, initiate your action, because it's fire. Now I know that the sun is with the conscious mind, right? So your sun is your conscious mind, and your conscious mind was in the first house. That's what I was talking about, which means it's in the first area, your first situation in life is your persona, your personality, how you come off, how you present yourself, your presentation, right? So now I'm gonna talk about the second situation, which is the second house, right? Which is the second area. What is the second area? The second area is it could be speech, it could be it corresponds with Taurus, but like a lot of lazy astrologers, they want to say, oh, second house. They'll say Aries in the second house or Taurus, and it'll confuse the shit out you, depending on what sign you have in the second house. Like you can have Scorpio in the second house, and it'll confuse you, right? It means you're a Libra rising, so it's all confusing when astrologers do that. So now I'm gonna break down the second house. The second house is your resources, which you have, um, the the things that you have, right? The things you have as a resource. That's the second house, right? So now let's say you have money, right? Or let's say you have assets that generate money. Or let's just say you have the clothes on your back. Or let's just say you have a computer, a house, or a car, whatever the case may be, right? Whatever you have, that's what the second house represents, right? Because these are the things that you use as resources that you can use to generate more resources, right? Or these are the things that you value. Now, um, if you have Aries here, right? You use the things that you value, right? Or you use your resources, which is the material things you have, right? For your vision, for creating a new vision, for initiating a new vision, a new perception, a new way to do something, being the first to do something. You use the material things around you for that. You use all your resources for that, right? So you use what you have for that. Now, if you have Aries and then you got the Sun in Aries, so now you're consciously doing that all the time. You're always consciously doing it. You're always consciously making decisions on using what you have to create new visions, to be the first seen doing something, to be the first to do something around you. You know, so you always doing that. Now, if you got Aries in the second house, right? Um, you can gain resources. You can always be consciously, like you can know how to stay afloat. You got a sun sign in the second house. You can always have the knowledge to stay afloat, to have your own resources, no matter what, right? To always be a leader when it comes to that area, no matter what. So out of everybody you know, you may be the one that always have the resources to create new things. You know what I'm saying? To create new things. Now it depends on where the ruler is, and that's what you're gonna be creating. Like if the ruler is in the seventh house, you're gonna be creating new ways to do relationships, things like that. If the ruler is in the sixth house, you're gonna be creating new ways to have daily routines and do things when it comes to that. And if the ruler's in the fifth house, you're gonna be creating new ways to do like creativity or have fun and stuff like that, right? So now that, like I said, you got your conscious mind in Aries, which is cardinal fire, in the second house. So you're gonna be making money for um you're quick, impulsive. Well, they say impulsive, but it's not really impulsive. It's just that you make quick decisions faster than anybody because your sun is in Aries. So it's exalted. So you don't need to think about your decision. You just make a decision based off how you see something. Right? You'll get a flash and you'll make a decision based off that flash. Right? Um, so now since your sun is in the second house though, you're gonna get flashes of decisions based off your resources. So you just have to make sure you have resources. Now, if you're a man, you're gonna identify with your sun sign. So you're gonna identify with your conscious mind and you being first and being a leader and making those decisions when it comes to your resources. You're gonna identify with that. If you're a woman, you're not gonna identify with that. You're actually gonna identify with your moon sign, which is your subconscious mind, which is your reactions and responses. But I'm gonna get to that in a whole another video, a whole another series. Right now I'm doing the sun signs. So now if you're a sun sign, Aries, second house, and you're a man, right? As a man, right, your self-esteem is gonna come from how you handle your resources and how well you initiate your visions. That's where your self-esteem is gonna come from, right? Second house deals with self-esteem, and the sun also deals with yourself. It deals with more like your pride, I'll say. You know what I'm saying? Your pride as a person is gonna be dealing with that, right? Because that's how you shine. The sun is how you shine. The sun is how you're seen and how you see things, right? So, or the conscious mind is how you shine, and the conscious mind is how you're seeing and how you see things, or how you perceive things, right? So now you want to make sure you're initiating your visions when it comes to resources or your resources well, like very well, right? Because that's your pride as a man. If you're a woman, it's not going to be your pride, but it's still going to be something that you do, right? It's still going to be something. It it, you, it is going to be your pride, but women don't identify with pride. They identify more with their responsibilities and reactions to things. But I'll get into that another thing. Now, Sun Sun Aries in third house, right? Um, you want to be a leader, a visionary when it comes to your surroundings, more like in your neighborhood or in the area that you're around or living, right? So in the space you live in, it could be your neighborhood, it could be like a school that you're always in. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything, right? And it's not necessarily the school, the actual school itself. It's more like the people. It's more like the people in that place, right? You're gonna be a leader when it comes to that. So you're gonna be a leader. You're gonna be initiating new visions and new perceptions, new new ways to see things when it comes to that. When it comes to your neighborhood or your surroundings, the people in your surroundings, even if it's at home and it's your siblings, right? Because the third house deal with siblings too. But that's where you're gonna be a leader at. Now, if your sun sign Aries is in the fourth house, right? They don't like to be in the fourth house because that's like enemy territory. That's Cancer. You know what I'm saying? But um, Cancer. Well, I don't even know why I said Cancer. Fourth house, right? Now, fourth house deal with home. It don't just deal with your home. It deals with. It could deal with anybody's home. Anybody's home you're in. Any place or dwelling that you're in. It could be if you in Starbucks, like I'm in Starbucks right now. That's why you hear all the music blasting. So hopefully you get over that. But it could be any school, any work, right? Any place, just a place, right? Just you being in a place that makes you feel comfortable, right? That's what the fourth house deal with. So now, if you have the sun and Aries there, now you're gonna be a leader. You're gonna be initiating new visions and perceptions and new ways to do things when it comes to feeling in comfortable places. It could be home. It could be a store. It could be a school, place that makes you feel comfortable, right? So that's where you're gonna be initiating new perceptions, philosophies, impulses, insights, actions, decisions on, right? Now, if you have Aries in the sun in the fifth house, you're gonna be initiating new visions when it comes to creativity and having fun, doing things that's playful, right? Anything that's playful. It could be playing video games. It could be sewing clothes. It could be playing hopscotch. It could be having sex. It could be bungee jumping. It could be skateboarding. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be making kids, like I just said, right? Because fifth house deal with kids too. So you're gonna be a leader. You're gonna be initiating new ways to do things and perceive, and being a visionary when it comes to kids, when it comes to having fun, when it comes to having sex, when it comes to enjoying yourself. Playfulness, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it could be hopscotch, it could be double dutch. It could do, you know what I mean? Anything you do for fun. It could be video games. Maybe you do esports. You know, maybe you play 2K, FIFA, or Street Fighter for a living. You know, or Dragon Ball Fighters, Smash Bros, whatever you do, right? Whatever you do for fun, that's what you're gonna be a leader in. That's what you're gonna make quick, impulsive decisions in, right? That's what you're gonna be first at, right? Now, um, if your sun sign Aries is in the sixth house, you're gonna do all of that within your day-to-day routines and habits, right? Mostly, you're gonna have day-to-day routines and habits because you have a service to something, right? So you're gonna want to have a service to something, serve some type of higher purpose, higher cause, or some type of company or person or agenda. Serve some type of agenda where you have to have your own day-to-day scheduling and routines behind it. Now, if you have your conscious mind or sun sign in Aries, you're consciously gonna be making decisions when it comes to that. Um, Being first when it comes to that, making new decisions, new choices, seeing, perceiving new things when it comes to your day-to-day routines and scheduling. Also health. So you're gonna be good at maybe healing yourself, healing others, or maybe just having the resources to take care of sickly people, you know? So that's more what sixth house deal with. So now if you have the sun sign Aries in the seventh house, right? Now that means your conscious mind is in Aries. It's in enemy territory again, because the seventh house is the house of Libra, right? Or it corresponds with Libra. So sun sign Aries in the seventh house, you're gonna be doing all that when it comes to your relationships. That's how you relate to people. You relate to people who is dynamic, who is first, who care about their vision, who care about creating new visions, who care about perceiving new things before anybody else, right? So now, if your sun sign is in the seventh house, your pride is gonna come down to that, how you relate to people when it comes to creating a new vision or leading them or being the first person to do something. So that's gonna be where your pride is gonna be, where your ego is. That's where your conscious decisions is being made from, right? That's what you know how to do well. So you're gonna know how to lead people through relationships, through your relationships, or how you relate to people, right? So now, if you have sun sign Aries and an eighth house, see, you hear that? That's Big Sean. Big Sean in Aries. I don't know what house he got it in, but he was spending some shit just now. But anyway, sun sign Aries in the eighth house. Sun sign Aries in the eighth house. You're gonna be doing all that Aries quality, right? In the eighth house, which is, it corresponds with Scorpio, so it's gonna be hidden activities, hidden agendas, hidden intentions, um, intimate sex. I mean, like fifth house deal with sex, like fun sex, but eighth house deal with like the sex you have when you really like somebody or you really love somebody. It's almost like the bond type of sex, like the sex that builds like a deep bond, like that type of sex. So that's eighth house. So if you have Aries there, you're gonna be creating new ways to do that, new ways to see and make decisions when it comes to doing that, or sharing resources, using your resources with somebody else's resources, or just using somebody else's resources, right? So you might even have a joint bank account with somebody, like a partner. It could be a business partner, it could be a romantic partner, it could be anything. Or you just may need to use somebody else's resources because you're in a bad predicament. You could be messed up, you know what I'm saying? You could be broke. You just want to borrow some bread. You want to borrow some money or something, right? That's the eighth house, right? So you could just be you, or you just want to, maybe you want to borrow or use somebody's car to go somewhere. That's the eighth house. So if you got the sun in the eighth house, then your conscious decisions is about being first or creating new ways to do that, right? So now I'm gonna deal with the ninth house. If you have sun sign Aries in the ninth house, shit. If you got sun sign Aries in the ninth house, your conscious mind is dealing with traveling abroad. It could be, it could be foreign. It could be just out of the state, state to state. It could be country to country, wherever. But your conscious mind is dealing with traveling. Is dealing with new ways to travel, new ways to go abroad, new ways to deal with people that's in foreign places, new ways to teach people that's in foreign places. You know, so you're gonna be interacting with people, or you're gonna know how to interact with people in foreign places, and all your decisions gonna be made, or what you're consciously paying attention to is gonna come to ninth house, which is traveling, right? New ways to travel, new ways to do that, new ways to make decisions when it comes to that, new insights, new intentions, right? Also teaching. It could be teaching religion or just a new way of life, right? Getting new flashes and trying to teach a new way of life. If you got Aries in the ninth house with the sun there. Now, Aries in the 10th house, with the sun sign in the 10th house, your conscious mind is going to be paying attention to your career, right? Your reputation. You know what I'm saying? So your career and reputation, what you're known for. What you're known for in your career and your reputation is based off what you contribute. So it's more like the house of contribution. So if you have Aries here, you're gonna, which Aries square Capricorn, but because Capricorn corresponds with the 10th house. But if you got Aries here, right, you're gonna be paying attention to your contribution. Your contribution is gonna be you doing something new, doing something for the first time, and being known for that since it's in the 10th house, right? So that's gonna be your contribution. You may be even creating philosophies, and that'll be a contribution. Creating new ways to perceive things or do things, being first at something around you, and that'll be a contribution. That's what you're gonna be known for. That's gonna be your career. You make a career out of that. Now, if you got sun sign Aries in the 11th house, right? You're gonna be doing all of that within your groups. Um, it could be social groups. Maybe you on social networks. Maybe you're part of a group. Maybe you're a feminist, or maybe you're a fucking porn star, and you deal with porno people. Like whatever group you in, whatever group of people that you work with, that's what the 11th house deal with. You could be a gamer. You could be a Twitch stream gamer, right? And you deal with Twitch stream people, right? So whatever group you in, that's what the 11th house deal with. Now, if you got the sun there in Aries, your conscious decisions about being first is gonna come down to your groups or be within your groups. You're gonna be first within your groups or for your group. So for your group, you're gonna make new decisions, new ways to see and do things to help them, right? Or to put yourself in a place within that group, right? So that's the 11th house, right? So and 11th house could deal with co-workers. That's basically what I just said. It's like co-workers, like people who have the same agenda almost, and y'all in the group. You know what I'm saying? And it could be your friends too. It could be anybody that you share the same goal with. That's like the 11th house, right? But it could also be the collective. It could be the world. So within the world, you could be want to seen as a leader. Want to be seen as a leader. You could always be paying attention to that. Right now, if your sun is in the 12th house in Aries, which is the last house, that means your conscious mind is operating on the frequency of making decisions when it comes to being alone, like being in solitude, helping people, right? Hold on. All right. So look, so sun sign Aries in the 12th house, you could be constantly paying attention to helping people that's in need, helping people that's in solitude, like somebody in jail, or somebody who's homeless, or somebody who's sick, like down and out on their luck, like people that you feel like the world ignore, right? Or people that people ignore, right? People that's like in the back of people's minds, sort of like the subconscious, right? So since you got Aries there, you're gonna be a leader when it comes to that. You're gonna create new visions, new ways to do things, perceive things when it comes to that, right? So you're gonna be very active, very brash when it comes to that. So even if you're alone in your room, you're gonna be really active. You're always gonna be doing something or trying to see a new way to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? To help the world, to help people that's dealing with certain things. Even people who are like mental illness and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna be seeing, trying to create new ways to help people. Right? That's what you're gonna be paying attention to, because the sun is what you pay attention to, which is the conscious mind. All right, that's how you pay attention and what you pay attention to. That's what your sun sign deals with. So this include this. I'm surprised this is short. It's like 25 minutes, but this concludes the sun in all 12 houses. Remember, the sun is the conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what you use to pay attention to things. Whatever you pay attention to, that's what causes your reactions, which is your subconscious mind, right? Whatever you pay attention to, right? Depending on what you pay attention to, that's also going to cause your physical responses and the thoughts that you think. So if your sun is in a certain sign, that's the energy you're going to be paying attention to, and the energy you're going to use to pay attention to other things, right? So that's also the energy you're gonna, since you're paying attention to that type of thing, you make decisions from that type of thing, right? I could go on and on, but I'm gonna go to the next series. This concludes this series.